This
Uh,
conference will now be recorded.
yeah, I'll be now sharing my screen and I will go through some of the details in PowerPoint presentation first, and then I will be explaining some of these in the system as well. Okay, so the retail part. So the people who are interested only in the retail part, let me show these slides to you. I hope you can see my screen now. Okay, so this is only for the retail part. So this will basically give you an overview of the different topics which are listed in retail. Now, I heard someone saying that he is having 5 years of experience in SAP retail, so he will be able to relate. Rest of you probably will not be able to relate that much because with MM and SD, these are not something which are typically covered. So uh, the key processes that we'll be covering in retail will be the retail master data, which will comprise of the retail side, which will be quite different from the plant concept that you might have worked in SD and MM in manufacturing, and the retail article. So retail articles are quite different from the manufacturing material that you might have worked in MM01 transaction. So that's totally, no, I will not say totally different, quite different. Then the major topic, which is kind of an extension of the retail master data, specifically with respect to the article or the material master in retail, is assortment and listing. So this is the topic which is about linking a product to a store. So retail products are being sold at the store, and how do you control? So let's say there are many products, and then there is a control needed in the IT or in SAP, which will ensure that the right products are listed to the right store. Example, iPhone 16 series. These products should be placed only in store A and B and not to the rest of the stores. So how do you control it in the system point of view? So assortment listing is the process, is the functionality through which the business can control which products will be placed in which stores. So if the iPhone 16 series phones has to be made available for sale only in store A and B, then they should be listed specifically in store and B, A and B. And for the rest of the stores, it should not be listed. So this is the way SAP Retail can control the placement or the sale of the sales and procurement of a product in particular stores. This is a completely new and new topic in retail. Okay. And this is over and above to your Marcy. So whoever is from MM and SD background, they will be able to relate the Marcy extension. So in manufacturing, if you have a Marcy extension, meaning you extend a material to a plant, and then if you have a purchase info record, you can create a purchase order. However, not in retail. Even if there is a purchase info record, even if there is a Marcy extension, still you will not be able to create a purchase order if the article or the retail product is not listed to a particular store. You will get an error. We'll soon see this in the system. You will get an error saying that article not listed. Okay. Then one of the very key and interesting topic in retail is retail pricing. So retail pricing is all about calculation of the sales price based on the planned markup and a cost price. Example, your cost price from the vendor is 100, and on top of it, you apply 20% of markup, and your sales price is calculated as 120. Okay. So this is a very basic statement on retail pricing. It covers a lot of functionalities, lot of scenarios. So I'm just keeping it to the minimum at this point of time, because in a demo session, I cannot cover a lot. There are different variations of retail pricing, different controlling parameters of retail pricing in configuration and master data. And retail pricing is the only application where you get MM pricing and SD pricing being pulled together. So ideally what happens is in the MM pricing is being called, in SD, the SD pricing is being called. However, in retail pricing, you get both. Then the next topic will be promotion management, the different kind of offers, like the price offs, the buy one get one free, the meal value discount, the combo value, the multi deals. All of these are covered under promotion management, which is also typical to the retail industry. Then allocation table and merchandise distribution. This is coming under the retail supply chain management, where the products are being allocated from the headquarters, and there are three distinct scenarios under allocation table. like the push scenario where the DC is sending the stock to the store. Then there is a pull mechanism where the stores are requesting the stock to the DC. DC in turn is requesting the stock to the vendor, which makes a two-step integrated supply chain management process. And then there is a direct store delivery (DSD) process. So these are under allocation table and merchandise distribution. Next, we have replenishment planning, which is again under retail supply chain management. This is the equivalent of material requirement planning. Whoever is from the MM background, they can relate. So the equivalent process of MRP in retail is replenishment planning. So it also effectively does the same thing in a simplified manner, meaning uh, the stocks are getting depleted because sales are happening at the stores. And then to ensure that there is no stock out at the store, the replenishment program will ensure that there is a procurement proposal generated even before the stock out can happen. And there are different ways that replenishment planning can work. So we will look into the details of. Then we have two processes related to POS. What is POS? POS is the point of sale. Point of sale is a billing system, the front end billing system that you see in a retail outlet. So as an end customer, if you visit any retail store, when you make a purchase, you have to go to a billing system and then you have to make the payment and then the transaction will be completed. So that system where you are actually making the payment is known as the point of sale system. So there are two unique business processes to this. One is called POS outbound, where the different master data, meaning the article, the promotion, the sales price, all these will be sent out from SAP retail system to the POS system. And then there is a reverse process known as the POS inbound, where the transactional sales data from the point of sale system, like the product sold, the value sold, the quantity sold, all these will be uh, um, transferred back to the S4 system, so that the inventory is updated in S4 retail system, and then the, the the sales values and tax are updated in the revenue account and the tax account. Okay. So these are POS outbound and POS inbound. And also we will go through some of the Fury apps, which are very typical to retail. Although this doesn't comprise a lot of it, but we will discuss about those. So as I said, the master data will mostly comprise of the retail product and the retail sites, which will be basically the DCs and stores. And with relation to article master, the retail product master, we will basically emphasize on these following topics. Like we have something called merchandise category or material group. We have article category, we have article type, we have hierarchies, and also at this point, no need to go into details of it. I will try to give you an overview when I log into the system. But these are the salient features with respect to the retail products, the retail material. So this is a typical demonstration of a hierarchy, meaning how you group together the retail products one under the other in a hierarchical way. There is a way and there is a business need also. We will discuss about it. And this slide is quite important if you are into the retail fashion. So in fashion, typically you see the products having attributes, multiple attributes, like the most common one being the color and size. So if there are multiple colors and sizes, then one product can be existing in different combinations of color and sizes. For example, let's say there is a T-shirt of a particular brand. If there are 4 colors, 4 sizes, then together it makes 4 into 4, 16 unique combinations. So in that case, for 16 different product codes needs to be created. So in retail, we have a unique way of creating those, which is known as generic variant. So we will see today how it gets created. So this is one of the key features in the S4 retail material. So these are called generic variants. So there is a concept The slides are pretty much conceptual. We can talk about a lot on these, but unless and until you see these in the system, the concept will not be clear. And this is basically about the store and DC, the retail master data in terms of plant. The equivalent of plant in retail is known as a site. And there are two different sites. One is DC and the other is store. Now, as compared to the manufacturing plant, the retail DCs and stores are pretty much master data activity. So it involves a configuration, but that's pretty much simple. So there is something called copy rule in the configuration in retail, and through that copy rule, we can have the config tables copied by default. Okay, so we will look into these. This is again a conceptual slide based on the assortment listing topic that I just explained. So one particular material can be made available to three different stores, provided it is listed. If it is not listed, then it cannot be used. It cannot be used in the sense you cannot order it in the form of a purchase order. You will get a hard error saying that material not listed, and in the sales side also you will get an equivalent error. So both your sales and procurement are blocked if you have not listed an article to a retail store. We are going to soon see that. So this is again a pictorial demonstration of the assortment listing topic, articles being listed to the DC, articles being listed to the store. So it is absolutely essential that a product which has to be used in the entire supply chain management cycle in retail, it should be listed in the distribution centers as well as the stores. And by the way, distribution center is the physical location which serves as the receiving and dispatching location, meaning DCs for most of the product categories in retail will receive the product from the vendor and it will send the product to the store for selling. Store is a physical location where the sales will happen, and customers like us will visit the store and they will buy the product. This slide is about the allocation table. Now, allocation table, as I said, it is a supply chain management topic where the headquarters will decide on the distribution of the product to different stores, and the product can be supplied from the DC. It can be also be a direct store delivery from the vendor. So all these things are pretty much in theory. So I will soon go into the system and show you a bit of it. Replenishment, as I said, it is equivalent of requirement planning. It will ensure the products are not stock out at the store, because it is very important to hold the inventory at any point of time at the store. And replenishment planning gives us the control of ensuring that right products are ordered at the right time to avoid any kind of stock out situation. Retail pricing, as I was mentioning earlier, that it is an interactive way of calculating your sales price based on your purchase price and a planned mark. Okay, I will show you in the system in a while. And you can carry out the retail pricing at different org levels. It can be carried out at the site level, meaning at the store level or store group level. It can also be carried out at the distribution chain level. So you get an interactive screen. Either you can carry out an online calculation of the sales prices based on the cost price from the vendor and a planned markup, or you can also execute in the background. So end result is it will create condition record of type VKP0, which is the ruling sales price condition in S4 retail system, and eventually that sales price will be sent out to the point of sale system as a part of US outbound. Promotion management, as I said, it is something which takes care of all your special prices, discounts, the uh, different conditional offers like buy one get one free. If your bill value is greater than equal to 200 euro, you are eligible for 5% off. All these scenarios. US outbound, as I said, it consists of all the different scenarios of sending the relevant data from the S4HANA system, S4HANA retail system, to the point of sale system. So the point of sale system needs the data, the master data defined in the S4 retail. The products that we have defined, the sales price, the promotions that we have defined has to be sent down to the point of sale system, because the point of sale system runs on a different software which is non-SAP. It is a third party solution. So there has to be a communication. So from SAP point of view, for retail POS outbound, we have specific IDOCs, which will be sent down to the point of sale system. And of course, there will be a middleware in between, which will consume those IDOCs and create a XML file. XML files are the most common format which a billing system or a point of sale system can recognize. So mostly we'll see in retail clients, the IDOCs are being consumed and it creates a XML file in the output, which is basically the compatible format with the point of sale solution. And these are the different kind of data that can be sent. The different IDOCs that you can send, WPN, WPD set, WPD, WGR01. These are the different IDOC types for retail, which are sent from S4 to the point of sale system. POS inbound is a reverse process where different kind of data which are executed at the point of sale system will be captured. Okay. So the sales data, the most common data is the sales data. So at the point of sale system, sales is happening, and then the sales data is getting stored at the point of sale back office server, and from there that data is sent across to SAP S4 system via a middleware. Now in this case, the middleware will do a reverse conversion, meaning it will take the XML file as the input and it will convert into a corresponding IDOC, inbound IDOC in S4 retail system. And when the IDOC gets posted, it will create a material document, it will create a billing document as per standard SAP. And the result will be the reduction of inventory because sales has happened, so your inventory would be reduced. And then the sales value should update to the corresponding GL account and the tax account. Okay, so this is kind of a overview of the course content or the different processes that we are going to talk about in the retail syllabus. Now, let me also show you the fashion part of it. Again, you can ask any questions in the meantime. Okay, so let me just give me a second.
Hi,
Yeah, tell me if you have any questions. You can ask in
this
the
is
meantime.
Nagappan. I have few
Yeah,
queries. What is
yeah,
the
tell me.
difference between FMS, CCC, FMS and S4HANA fashion? Can you possible to explain?
Yeah, definitely. So the ECC, S4 HANA, and fashion, the FMS part that you mentioned just now. First of all, it is due for sunset. It is not going to be used in the future. That's not in the roadmap of SAP. So it is a ECC based product, which is basically a product which has only the retail and the fashion part, but both are outdated. Meaning the uh, predecessor of S4 is ECC. I hope all of you are aware about that. The predecessor of S4 is ECC. Now in ECC, we had the conventional industry specific products. Like for retail, it used to be known as IS retail. For fashion, it used to be known as AFS. Now, FMS is a product which is just the AFS and IS retail built into one product. And that was introduced for a very short duration in 2014 end or 15, and then couple of clients probably or maybe a handful of clients implemented it. But since then SAP has totally shifted its direction to S4. And what is S4? S4 is a common platform for all industries including retail and fashion. So, when you draw a comparison between FMS, ECC FMS and S4, then the one word answer to it is FMS, ECC FMS is only fashion and retail industry in a single box. Whereas in S4, you can have all industries in one box, not only retail and fashion. So S4 can have retail, can have fashion, can have banking, can have utility, can have I mean oil and gas industry, can have manufacturing, can have mills, everything in one single box. Now it depends on the particular business line who will choose one or more of those business to be activated in S4. For example, if a particular uh, organization has retail plus fashion plus oil and gas plus pharma, they can have S4 and activate all these four and use it. If a organization has only retail and fashion, they can use the retail and fashion part of it. If a organization has only retail, they can use the retail part of it. If an organization has only fashion, you can use only fashion. So uh, the comparison between ECC, FMS, and S4, first of all, is not very much appropriate because the scope of S4 is not only confined to retail and fashion, but across all industries. Okay, is it clear? Does it
Thank you.
answer your question?
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Fine. So now let me open the course content for retail and fashion because I think someone told that is interested in both. So let me share my screen again. Let me know if you can see my screen. So the retail fashion. So the retail part we have already seen. Now the fashion part. The detailed course content, of course, is different. So Naveen can send you those course content. So the fashion. The most important topic in fashion is segmentation. So what is segmentation? Now segmentation is quite difficult to explain in theory, but I will still try. So I will directly go into an example. Let's say in fashion, it is very common that intentionally or unintentionally they will have different quality of stock. Okay, for each and every product, not for even if for not each and every product, for a large variety of product, intentionally or unintentionally, they will have different qualities. Quality 1, quality 2, quality 3. For example, now let's say the wholesale customers that the fashion client has, they are residing in different countries, and there is a rule set up which says that customers belonging to Europe and North America, they will by default get quality 1 stock and the pricing will vary accordingly. The customers in specific countries in Southeast Asia, they will by default get quality 2 stock. And then there are some customers in Africa who will by default get quality 3 stock. So there is a relationship between the country of origin and the quality of the stock. So the pricing will differ, and there are different other parameters which can also get controlled by this relationship. So how do you essentially establish a relationship between the country of origin and the quality of stock? The way is segmentation. So in a very high overview point of view, segmentation is an additional attribute to the product. Once you have activated segmentation, which is basically
Rajesh,
setting up,
sorry to
yeah,
interrupt you. Actually,
yeah.
your voice is breaking, Rajesh. I think not only for me.
Uh, is it breaking for all or how is it?
I think it looks
Hello.
like it's breaking for all.
Okay. Let me sing.
I think your network is it's like a little bit up and down.
Yeah, maybe might be. But this is the only network I have currently. Let me change my network if it helps. Give me a second.
Is it breaking for others also? For me, it's good actually.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. That is it.
Even I can see on his screen also, our network is too low.
No, nothing, right, Babu? For me, it's good actually. Can anyone respond? Mukesh, Nagapan, Shiva?
For me, it is good. I can able to see and hear clearly.
Uh, Okay. In that case, Babu
For
can
me also
rejoin
okay.
once. Yeah.
For me also okay.
Yeah, yeah. Babu, can you rejoin once?
Sure, sure, Naveen.
Yeah, I will wait. Yeah.
Are you rejoining or is it good now, Babu?
Okay, okay, good, Naveen. Continue, Rajesh.
Okay, Rajesh, go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. So, segmentation in a very high level, as I was mentioning, it adds a additional attribute to your stock. For example, if you set up the uh, different configurations and the master data set up for segmentation and activate it, then every product will be associated with something called segment, and we call it as a segmented stock. Okay, it's something like your vendor consignment stock. So when you go into the stock report in MMV and look for a vendor consignment stock, so for the product it will show under vendor consignment, right? So similarly, whenever you have enabled the segmentation for a product, you will always see the particular product associated with a segmented value, which will be a combination of country of origin and the quality in this particular case. And then there is a relationship between the country of origin and the quality with respect to requirement segment and stock segment. I will try to explain in a better way when I log into the system. But the theoretical part is something like in a high level, which is the relationship between uh, the country of origin and the quality of stock. However, this is not the only example. There can be many other examples, like in a retail world who prefers to use segmentation, you can have stocks which are specific to the segments which are representing one unique distribution chains. For example, segment 10 is same product. Product 1, segment 10 is for your retail channel. Product 1, segment 20 is wholesale. And then segment product 1, segment 3 is for your e-com. Okay, so this is how you can imagine the rule or the basic setup which is done for the segmentation. There are different ways actually through which you can achieve the segmentation. So we will talk more about it once you decide to take on this particular course, but I will also try to show you something in the demo session itself today. But segmentation is the most important and most commonly used concept in fashion. Give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm back. So there are different theory covered in this slide segmentation, but will not talk about this. Yeah. So the next most important topic in fashion is allocation run, or better known as A run. So this is a process in fashion where typically a sales order or a stock transport order, meaning something which is requirement driven, is exclusively assigned against available stock, which can be a stock which is lying in the unrestricted use, or it can be a future stock, meaning a incoming purchase order. So whoever is from SD background, they will probably be able to relate more, because in SD we have a very standard and typical process called available to promise, or ATP. So this is something which is over and above to your ATP. So ATP is kind of a soft allocation of stock against the sales order or a stock transport order line items. However, allocation run is a hard allocation. It is an exclusive linking of the available stock to a sales order item or a stock transport order item. So this is very exclusive scenario in fashion, wherein it is committed from the business that if a sales order has been allocated a particular stock, it cannot be undone. Yes, there is still a technical way to undo it, but that's probably the last resort which will be used to do um, uh, the reversing part of it, which is known as a de-allocation. Yes, as a process it exists, but that could be only used as an exception, not as a business rule. So allocation run typically is used for the assignment of stock to sales order and stock transport order, and it adds one step in the SD cycle. So typical standard flow of SD cycle is sales order, then delivery, then PGI, and then billing. Now, if you have enabled allocation run in fashion, which is most of the case, then after the sales order creation, you cannot create the delivery until and unless you have executed the allocation run and exclusively assigned the stock to the sales order, even if you are having stock. So normal SD cycle, you create a sales order, and if you are having stock, then you can immediately deliver it. However, if you have enabled allocation run in fashion, then you have to do an intermediate step of allocation run first and then do the remaining steps. So this is very important in fashion. And then this particular topic, value added service, is also very much prevalent in fashion. So this is basically your supplementary logistics service, or also known as the additional services, which can exist both in the MM and SD side. Example, while placing an order to a vendor, the request is to add 2 extra buttons to the shirt that he is going to deliver, or uh, assigning a ticket in the collar of the shirt, which will have the QR code instruction. So these typical services are sometimes free, like the ones that I mentioned will be generally free, but there can be services which are requested by the customer or requested to the vendor, which can be chargeable. Example, the vendor is asked to emblem a particular uh, wording, meaning alphabet, or a particular picture in the cuffling or in the collar of the shirt. So that kind of monogramming service is mostly chargeable. So there are two options in value-added service. One is free, another is chargeable. We will see both. And there is a configuration master data uh, setup extensively needed for these value-added services. So there are examples provided in this slide. And then the next most important typical functionality in fashion is season management. So it is very important for the fashion business to know how much work in terms of quantity and value that has been procured and sold in a particular season. Season typically will define the different seasons that is present in a particular calendar year in a particular geography. Okay, for example, if you take India, then probably there will be 4 distinct seasons: summer, winter, monsoon, and then there could be a bit of fall. In bits and pieces, not a very prominent season here, but it can exist. In different geographies, it can vary. depending on their geographical location. So the calendar year will be divided into different seasons, and then under season we can have optional elements like collection, theme, etc. And then through configuration we can, and master data combination, we can set up the season determination, which means that for all your purchase order and sales order line items, season will be determined. And then in all the reports for open purchase order, open sales order, etc., season would be visible. And how does it benefit the business? So basically the business will monitor the volume of sales and procurement that has happened in a particular season at the end of every season. And then they can do a comparative analysis in terms of profit and loss, margin percentage, etc. A lot of KPI they can derive out of it. And then they can plan in a better manner for the same season next year. So it is mostly for reporting. It doesn't have any particular controlling effect in any other subsequent process, but mostly it is a mandatory requirement in fashion business for the reporting part of it and KPI derivation. Okay, so there are other topics in fashion as well, which will be there in the course content, which Naveen, of course, will share with you. But from the high level perspective, these are the important ones in retail and fashion. Any questions before I log into the system and start showing you some of these? Not all of these will be possible, but I will try to, elaborate few things at least. Any questions?
Yeah, Rajesh, I got one question. This allocation run, which you said for fashion and also the seasonal season management for fashion, are these also available in IS retail, or it's only when we activate the fashion?
No, not in IS.
So the allocation run is exclusively for fashion.
Exactly. Either if you want to use it, leverage it in the ECC world, like you said, IS retail, then you have to
No, not IS
use
retail. HANA,
AFS.
sorry, HANA. I'm thinking HANA retail,
HANA.
just HANA retail.
Yeah, no. If you are in S4HANA, then it is by default available. It is a question of whether you want to leverage it or not.
Both, all the, okay, so understood. So, or the reason I was asking if there was a separate licensing required for allocation.
No, nothing. It is kind of plug and play. There can be few business function sets which needs to be activated, but 95% of all the industries will be pre-activated, which means it is mostly plug and play in S4 for all industries.
Okay.
No separate licensing. There are some rare cases where you need to pay extra, but in core retail and fashion in S4, there are not many, probably none, as far as I know.
Okay, thank you.
That exists in SAP car and all, but definitely not in SAP S4 retail and fashion area. And for most of the other industries, nothing you have to pay separately to SAP.
Yeah, just one other question for you to Naveen. Do you run also the car training any chance? See, car training. Rajesh, do you know? Do you run the car?
Yeah.
Do you run the car
Yeah,
training?
we have a separate course content for car training.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so now let me quickly log into the system and try to show you something in the system. Till now we were all hearing about the theoretical part of it. Now time to show a few things in the system. Let me log into the system first and then share my screen. So I will be sharing my screen now and run through quickly some of the processes that I just mentioned. Okay. So let me know if you can see my screen. First, I started with the product, the retail product. So this is how it looks like, the create material in retail. So it is quite different from MM01. So the new additions are this material group and material category. So if it is only retail, then 99% we will use single material and then in bits and pieces, sell set and display. If it is only fashion, then we use mostly generic material and pre-pack. So let's create an article quickly, retail. without going into too much of in details. And retail we use mostly HAWA trading goods. For fashion we mostly use MODE mode. These are the most common material types that you use for both the industries. Actually, if you only use HAWA, that way also is fine for both. The concept of material group is basically about common grouping of product. Now, in retail, any retail, meaning in fashion retail also, you are very easily looking at around 20,000 to 40,000 live products. So if business wants to get a reporting, then it is very inconvenient for them to run a reporting based on the product codes if the number of products are that much. So in retail, we created a grouping which is known as a material group based on similar characteristics. For example, all your products related to hair care, products like hair oil, hair shampoo, hair conditioner, and whatever else you can imagine, that can be collectively grouped under one entity called material group, which can be alphabetic, alphanumeric, or purely numeric, something like that, and we can use it. Something like this, this already exists. Something like this, we create it, and then this material group can be common across 1,000 materials. So in that way, 1,000 materials can be commonly referred under this particular material group and be accessed collectively in the reporting. So business will only run the report based on this particular material group, and it will drill down and fetch the products under it. Okay, so that's the particular way of using it in retail and fashion. Now, I will not go into much of the details. EN code is mandatory in retail. EN code. So whoever is from a retail background, someone said 5 years into retail, so he will be able to relate. EN code is something which we need mandatorily in retail, because this is the code which is scanned at the point of sale. This is scanned at the point of sale system, and if it is not scanning, then it becomes very difficult for the cashier to enter the product code manually at the POS. And if there are 20 products for each transaction, each customer, then it will make its life miserable. So anyway, we have a check in SAP retail in POS outbound, which checks for this EN code. If a product doesn't have a EN code, it will not be transferred to the POS system, as simple as. So either we send the product and the associated EN code, or we send nothing. So there is a control. EN category is something which controls the EN code numbering. Okay, so we can use a number which will be the barcode on the product, and we will use a EN category which supports the external number range. So this is the most important field here. I don't know if it is. I think the number range someone has changed, so maybe I can use an internal numbering for the time being. Fine. Now generated an internal number, but actually you will have EN category which will support both internal and external numbering, and you have to upload this EN code, because EN code is not something which is the responsibility of the retailer. So every product will be having its EN code when it is coming from the manufacturer to the vendor. So retailer will just maintain it as it is in its system. That's it, and that's a legal requirement. Then this is where the segmentation comes into picture. This is where the segmentation comes into picture. So this segmentation strategy you have to create. So whatever you see here has to be created beforehand in transaction SGTS here. So this needs to be created. So whatever you see here, this needs to be created. So the moment you will put something here, sorry, let's put something which is already existing. Segmentation strategy. Let's assign it here. So this, the moment I put it here, this product is enabled for segmentation. Okay, the moment I put it here. So this is the field which enables segmentation. Okay, and then this is where we assign the season. So when I was explaining the last slide in the previous deck, the season management part of it, you create the season management in a particular workbench, and then you have to assign it here. Okay. So I don't know, in 2025, I don't think we have any season, but anyway, I will go to that particular season workbench and show you how to create it. Then this is where the control for listing, actually for assortment and listing, which I was mentioning earlier in the first deck, there are many ways to link an article to a store or DC. This is one of the way. For example, this product, I want to list it only to store R104. Okay, so how will I ensure that? Here, a lot of entries will pop up by default. I will deselect everything. I will search for the particular store where I want to get it listed. So let's say I want to list it only to these two stores. So I will select these two and copy. And the moment I save it, it will generate an entry in a table called WLK1, which is exclusively for the listing operation. And this ensures the product has been listed. Okay, I will show you in a while. Purchasing view, again, people who are from background, they will find it new. In retail material, we can actually create the purchase info record at the point of article creation itself. Whereas in manufacturing, the material info record can only be created in ME11. Here we have both the options, in ME11 or here itself. The moment we save this, it will create your EINA and EINE table. Okay, it is as good as creating your purchase info record. The moment you maintain the data in the purchasing. Sales view, this is about the retail pricing functionality that I was talking about. So you have a cost price of 100 and then you enter a markup of 20% and then press enter. Okay. So your final price is calculated as 120. Now there is an interactive way of doing the same thing. Let me show you that. So if I show you the same thing for a different article, how it will look like. So this is retail pricing. This is the retail pricing screen. Let's take any existing article and show you one cycle. Okay. So these are the standard config parameters 0101. So I will not go into the details of everything. So look at this particular calculation. So the basic purchase price, which is the vendor purchase info record price, which is getting called through a schema determination. This schema got determined in the side, which is basically calling the PB00, the info record price, and then a markup of 27% is getting applied on it, and your final sales price is getting calculated as 127. Now I am not happy with this markup. I can make it to 32 and press enter. It calculates 132 automatic. And then there is a sales side schema. Again, I am not going into the details now. So this is the sales side schema. Okay. So both are required, absolutely mandatory. And then when I save it, this article will have a sales price of 132 saved. And it will also create a pricing document. The pricing document will contain the log of the price calculation that has happened. And then if we look into the VKP0, the VKP0 condition record, it will have, let's go to the VKP0. Unless someone has changed the configuration, it will have the sales price as 130. Yes. And then this is the ruling sales price and this will be sent out to the cost. Now, whatever I showed you here in VKP5, which is the retail price calculation, the same can be achieved through the article master, but not on a mass scale. It will be restricted only to the particular product. So I can maintain 20% or 32%, whatever. And if I press enter, your final price is getting calculated as 132. And if I want the same look and feel as that of VKP5, I can go from here and I am now in the same. But this is just for your knowledge. And then if this save calculated price option is clicked on, then it will create the VKP0 in the background. Okay. So once I save this, I will show you the VKP0 which got created and the WLK1 entry which also got created. Now see the segmentation. the segmentation which we maintain in the basic data too now is enabled for the DC, meaning whatever stock we now maintain for the DC will be segmented stock. I will show you one stock upload and we will see the segmentation is enabled. And this is where you are enabling the allocation run. This is enabling the allocation run. And the moment you enable the segmentation and allocation run, batch management gets activated by default for the DC. So we'll see that. So this article is saved. The moment we save it, first of all, let me show you the listing table, the WLK1 table. Okay. And this listing table will have, this is the different article. What is the article code which got created? Find it. This is the different article code. This one. 537. Okay. So let's see the WLK1 table first. Okay. So in WLK1, we will find this entry for these two stores. So this means this article is enabled to be sold and procured for these two stores only, not anything else. So just to see how it will impact, let me try to create a purchase order for one of these stores and any other DC or store where it is not listed. Let's see how the system reacts. Okay. So this is the article, 10 pieces, same article. I will repeat for 10 pieces. One for the store R104 where it is listed, another for R101 where it is not listed. So let's see how the system reacts. See, for the second line item, it is again asking for a stock segment, which is fine. Stock segment. I have activated the segmentation. This is another example of it, but I will come to the segmentation part later. But for the time being, I want to highlight the listing error. So this is how we will get. Okay, so this is how you will not be able to create a PO if it is not listed. And similarly, there is a restriction in the outbound side, the sales side. Okay. So let us now also create a promotion for this article. Promotion. The sales price, the regular sales price of the product is 132. We just maintained it in the VKP 0. Let me, we already saw that. We saw that for a different product, but now let us see for this product also. This also got created. Now let me create a promotion to sell it at a reduced sales price of 120, let's say. So this is how you can do it. Create a promotion. Create a promotion for a particular period. I want to sell it at 120. Put it here. And in the price planning, you will see again someone has changed the configuration, so this is not appearing anyway. So this is the planned promotional sales price. I want it to get applied to couple of stores. I will enter a store group. So there are 2 stores in the store group. So the promotion will be effectual only at these 2 stores. So I will activate this 120 and this will create condition record of type VKA0 in the background. The moment we save this. Okay. So now if we go to VK13, we can see we can see that it is created for these 2 stores, R104 and R105, 120. So now this product has a promotional sales price, this product has a regular sales price, and then we can send this data to the point of sale system, the POS outbound. I'm just giving you an overview. There are more and more things into all of these, whatever I am showing you. I am just targeting you to give you an idea from the system execution point of view. So now what I am demonstrating is how to send this article and the related promotion, etc. details to the point of sale system. As I said, that you have to have an IDOC for it, outbound IDOC, which will be consumed by the middleware, and it will create a corresponding XML file compatible with the front-end billing system, POS software, which is a third-party solution. Okay, so it creates a IDOC, WP_PLU, and if we look into the IDOC, it will have all the information. So from retail consultant perspective, we will generate the IDOC, which will have the store code, the EN code. Now, if the article is not having the EN code, then the IDOC will not get generated. As simple as that. Meaning you cannot send the data, article data and its associated information to the point of sale. Okay. So it has the material group. It has a description of the article. There are two descriptions, one short, one long. The short one is used to print at the receipt level. This is the regular sales price with its value. This is the promotional sales price, which we just activated with its corresponding value. So these are all which are going to be sent down to the POS system. So this is a part of the POS outbound topic. Now, these are some of the things that I quickly explained. Now, there are many functionalities, many sub-processes, not possible to show everything. Now, let me show you something around the segmentation. Okay. So, I have just enabled the segmentation, and it has also been assigned to the DC-R101. So, the moment I try to create a purchase order, I am being asked for the segmentation as per the structure of the segmentation, country and quality of origin. The segmentation that I have enabled has these two characteristics: country of origin and quality. So this one is a DC basically, and if I want to create a purchase order for it, I will be asked for a segmentation, stock segment. Okay, and based on the definition of the segmentation structure, which is a separate activity, I will choose the details like this. Or I can set up a rule to default this stock segment for a particular purchase order. Okay, it is not listed, so I will have to get it listed first. So let me get it listed. I can get it listed from the article master itself, as I did in the first occasion. Although there are other mass programs for listing, you do not have to necessarily come to this article master to get it listed. Actually, in a real-time production environment, we always use this mass listing program. So enter the DC, the product, and there is something called listing procedure, and listing will be executed, and you can check in the WLK1 table. Now WLK1 table will be having the details for it. R101 is now also added. Now if we try to create the purchase order, you will not get that listing error anymore. So let me try once more, and we'll do a quick GR, and we will see the stock is being now segmented. Let's create the purchase order for the same item, 10 pieces for the same DC storage location, and this time we will not get error. We'll just enter the segmentation value like Canada, and quality one stock will enter. Okay, and fine. There is no more listing error. Let me remove this inbound delivery. I will do a direct GR, and this is the disorder. And the moment I do the GR, the stock will appear. Okay, the stock will appear with the segmentation value. Let's do the GR, item okay, and then do the posting, post, and then let's check the stock in MMPE R101. You will find the segmentation now along with the batch. See, so this is how you will get the impact of segmentation. Although you will not be able to understand the full of it, and then let's see the end-to-end part. This is just an overview. Season management, allocation run. This is how you have to do the allocation run. A run ITS. Sorry. So all the sales order after getting created, you have to execute through this cycle, insight to action. Seasonality, FSH underscore SWB. This is where you create the season. Basically, I don't know if 2025 season is already created. Now let me create the 2025. So let's create 2025 valid from current date to let's say end of mid of March. This is season 1. Valid 2 is let's say next month end or maybe mid of March, whatever is sufficient. And then let's say this is winter, and then under season you can optionally have collection and theme. Like in winter you can have a theme which is running as you can have a collection, sorry, a winter collection or leather collection. It's optional, but if you want you can have it in that way. Not mandatory that you will need to maintain everything else here. Yeah. So this is leather collection, and I can copy the same thing here. And then under the collection we can have a theme. Okay, theme is like evening party wear, something like that. P1. The validity period will be the same as that of the corresponding season and collection. It should not be different. Okay, so that's something you have to remember. So you cannot have these three at three different validity period. It should be same. Okay, so that is why it is quite important to maintain. Okay, so save this, and then we can have the determination rules set up for both MM and SD cycle, meaning PO and SQ. Let me do it for PO just to give you an example how it works. So we can have it defined at this level, meaning supplier based also you can do it, but generally we do not maintain the season determination based on particular supplier. We keep it open, and here the delivery date of the PO should date range of the PO should exactly match with the duration of the corresponding season year collection. So the same you have to maintain for the creation date as well. The PO would be created within the same duration. So if that is the case, then your season setup is done with the validity period. Now what you have to do is you have to go to the article master and get the season assigned in the basic data 2 tab. I said that this is where you maintain the basic data season assignment. So 2025, let's take one of these and save. And now if I create a PO, I will expect the season to be determined if the configuration is correctly set up. So there are quite a master data activity and configuration setup which needs to be done to determine the season. I am assuming that setup is done here. So I am putting this data without checking the corresponding config details and on. So let's see if it is able to determine the season. I hope it will. So so season is supposed to be reflecting in the retail tab. Yes. See. So this is where it will get reflected, and there is a season determination log where you will see the article season assignment getting reflected. So there is a two-way check that you can enable, and then the reporting part. So all the open purchase order reports which are accessible through ME2 star, meaning ME2M, ME2L, ME2N. There are many such. So you can just keep the purchase org, or even you can remove this. You can just select by any of the combinations, and then select the scope of list, LB, and then execute. It will show you. So the initial screen of all the open PO reports and open sales order reports are appended with the seasonality details, as you can see here. So this download will give the business an overview of the quantity and value procured for a particular season, year collection, theme combination. And likewise in the sales also there is such report and such determination possible. Okay, so there are many things which I can talk about, but we do not have that much of time in a demo session especially. So this is all about what I wanted to show you in this demo session. So any questions you can ask if you have any.
Is a season what you created, is it also applicable for the sales side? Sales, you can create a
Yeah,
whenever the
definitely.
sales happens, the system will get the similar to purchase order, it get populated.
Yes. Yeah, you will see it in EK, KO and BBRP table. Season is there. BB, I mean, it will be there in BBRP and BBAP both. And in purchase order, it will be there in the EKKO.
Okay.
Sorry, EKPO. Yeah.
Hi Rajesh, this is Nagapan. I have query.
Yeah.
Am I audible to you?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, tell me.
In AFS, we have to create a material code separately in MM01, and again we have to create a grid, material grid also have to create. Then only the material is able to use in AFS. But in the FMS, from the T code MM41 is able to create the combination of style and color and size. The multiple code will create for the one style. In S4HANA also same way like FMS, or it will be some way it will be different.
I mean, the material grid concept has been replaced by something called generic variant. So the equivalent of I have not shown you that process here. So there is something called generic material, which has replaced the material grid concept in AFS here in S4HANA. It's S4HANA retail and fashion.
Same is not available in FMS. Generic material.
It is available. Yeah, it is also available in FMS. Yes, it is also available in FMS. So the material grid concept only exists in AFS. Even in FMS, that is not there.
Okay. As per understanding, for S4HANA and FMS ECC, both are same only in the point of material code creation. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry Rajesh, I missed. I came 5 minutes late. Did you already explain how many days the course would run and the timings and other stuff, or Naveen will tell?
No. That timings and all that you can discuss with Naveen. So this course on an average takes between 15 to 20 sessions. So depending on the intake or on the reception of the participant. I do not have any fixed number of days. So it fully focuses on the course content, which of course Naveen will share with you. So the course content should be duly covered. That's the focus.
No, there is this 1 hour or like a 1.5, 2 hours session?
1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour part. Yeah. Timings and all you can check with Naveen.
Yeah.
Is it daily session or weekend session?
Daily. I mean, weekend also we can do. I mean, it depends. We can do weekends also. So you can just get in touch with Naveen for
One batch, how
timing.
many percent you are planned? Or one batch?
That I do not
1%?
have any. I mean, limitation as such. It depends on. I mean, ad hoc basis. Actually, so it never goes around too many people. But if 4 or 5 people are interested on the same course content, we can combine them. Obviously, it saves time.
The real time scenario also you are able to give the solution in fashion while the training session.
Real time meaning, I mean, I will cover all the course content in details. Now, if you have any specific questions, I can, clarify it to some extent, definitely. But if you ask me for a holistic solution, then it would be difficult within the limits of the course part. That goes into a consulting. Right?
Yeah. For commercial part, so Naveen will explain. Or?
Naveen. All your queries on commercials, times, and all these discussed with them.
Rajesh, how many years experience you got? You said I missed that. You got
Yeah,
how
15.
many?
Yeah.
Just working on only on retail, is it?
Yeah, retail fashion. Yeah.
So pretty much you are specialized in retail.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
How many implementation you done? How many implementation?
Yeah, 4.
And have you worked on the car also? I mean, separately, you also train on car, or somebody else try to do the training of car?
Yeah, you can discuss your car questions with
It's the
Naveen.
same trainer only. You need not worry. Okay. Rajesh is giving training for experts of since 2011. Okay. Yeah. So who is requesting the car details? You can just buzz me in the WhatsApp. Okay. I'll share you the template.
Yeah, yes, I mean, yeah.
You know who is that? Sorry, I didn't get the name.
Yeah, it is. In the
Ravi.
phone you were
Okay.
taken
Ravi.
is Aditya.
Okay, Ravi. Yeah.
It is Ravi. Actually, it is Ravi. I don't know how the name Aditya got mixed up.
Sure, Ravi. You can buzz me in WhatsApp. I'll reply.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Uh, Rajesh, can I take the course for only fashion?
Yes, you can.
Uh, what is the duration for the FMS?
For only fashion, is it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it can take around 12 to 15 days. Yeah,
That means 12 to
or
15
maybe,
sessions.
it can also take lesser, but I am telling you the maximum one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay then, fine. So you can decide or maybe discuss within yourself, and then you can just get in touch with Naveen.
Okay, Rajesh. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much for
Yeah.
the demo.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, Rajesh.